Hi, I'm Tehut. I'm a communications major at the University of South Florida, and today I'll be discussing the music video of Labor by Paloma, which was released in 2023. I chose this video because it conveys crucial information regarding inequality, unfair demands, and the emotional and physical labor that is sometimes demanded of one individual over another. This information is directly related to Global Goal 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. For this presentation, I will define three communication terms from chapters 5 and 6. These terms are kinesics, paralanguage, and empathizing. I'll be using examples from both the textbook and the music video, and I'll be relating these examples to the goals of Global Goal 16. The music video Labor shows an individual dealing with pressure and fatigue of doing emotional and physical labor that's not always acknowledged or equally distributed, whether that be in a romantic relationship or a platonic one. This music video is linked to Global Goal 16 in a number of ways. First, it promotes and upholds non-discriminatory laws and policies by pointing out the inequalities in relationships and social positions. Second, it contributes to the reduction of violence everywhere, not just physical violence, but emotional and psychological violence that results from unfair systems of expectations. And finally, it promotes the rule of law and ensures that everyone has equal access to justice, as the music video challenges the viewer to recognize and support fair treatment for those who are marginalized or suffering from the effects of unfairness. The visual representation of these issues in this music video conveys the message of ideas about fairness, equality, and empowerment, like I mentioned before, which are key components of Global Goal 16. Kinesics, which is our first term, refers to the analysis of nonverbal communication through body movements such as gestures, posture, and facial expressions, like mentioned on page 129 of the textbook. On the very same page, an example is given, which is that walking with your head held high indicates confidence, while walking timidly indicates nervousness or uncertainty. In Labor, at 57 seconds, Paloma is seated with her shoulders slumped and a stern facial expression indicating frustration and fatigue. Later, from 3 minutes and 9 seconds to 3 minutes and 23 seconds, her body language becomes more expressive and relaxed, indicating empowerment and freedom, and she even begins to eat carelessly. The body language clearly shows her emotional expression without the use of words, which reinforces the message of the song about equality and fairness. The body language of confidence also reinforces the message of Global Goal 16 about the promotion of non-discriminatory practices and equality. Our second term is paralanguage, which can be found on page 131, and that is the way the words are used and not just spoken. Paralanguage can be tone, pitch, volume, and other vocal elements that convey emotional meaning. According to the textbook, people automatically change the tone of their voice to match their emotions. They speak differently when they're happy, or irritated, or angry, or sad. In the music video, Paloma's voice is soft and muted in the first 40 seconds of the video, and also in most of the verse, which indicates her feeling vulnerable and fatigued. At 2 minutes and 20 seconds and throughout the entirety of the video, Paloma's voice becomes louder and more forceful in tone, conveying a message of frustration and empowerment. This is reflective of her emotional transformation from being overwhelmed by unfair expectations to standing up for her right to be acknowledged. The tone of the video becomes more powerful as a result of this change in tone, encouraging the viewers to share in the emotional experience. This is also an indication of Global Goal 16, as the use of emotional expression is used to show importance of speaking out against unfair treatment and fair systems. Our last term is empathizing, which can be found on page 158. This is the act of understanding and sharing the feelings of another person. The textbook shows an example of how to empathize with a friend who has lost a family member, and this is done by listening to them and responding to them with understanding and empathy. In the video, from 2 minutes and 10 seconds to 2 minutes and 19 seconds, the camera is zoomed in on Paloma's facial expression, such as her eyes, where we can see her slightly frown, and this expression of frustration and determination. The camera angles provide the audience with a sense of Paloma's emotional experience to make them feel more empathy towards the character she is trying to portray. This is directly related to Global Goal 16 because empathy is the process of taking steps to minimize harm, promote non-discriminatory practices, and ensure fair treatment of all individuals. Finally, kinesics, paralanguage, and empathizing are three aspects that combine to make the message in labor more strong. Kinesics is the expression of frustration and empowerment through visual communication. Paralanguage is the expression of emotional intensity and urgency through tone, and empathizing is the drawing of the viewers into the singer's experience. Nonverbal communication can at times be more effective than verbal communication. Even if the viewer did not understand the lyrics clearly, the nonverbal communication of Paloma in terms of gesture, tone, and emotional expression allows the viewer to understand the injustice and the need for justice. Thank you very much.